We are here to talk about how to have your kids eat healthier. So this is a question that I get asked a lot. I post a lot of my foods and snacks that I give to Amia on Instagram, and I constantly get comments on how my daughter eats so healthy and how I make everything. So my take on it is obviously to start kids eating healthy early on, right? So even when I go to restaurants, I don't order from the kids menu, because a lot of times when you see, when you look at a kids menu, it's burgers, it's fries, it's mac and cheese,
grilled pizza,
right,
hot dogs,
chicken fingers, like all of these things. Like, my daughter does not eat them. If she eats pasta, it's brown rice pasta made, with amazing olive oil and like really good cheese, or organic marinara sauce, like these sort of things. So my tip number 2 is to cook at home, because when you cook at home, you know exactly what goes into your food. And a lot of snacks that some parents give kids have a lot of chemicals in it, which tend to be very addicting.
and salt and sugar.
Right. So the combination of salt and sugar and preservatives, they're designed to promote more cravings for children, and they don't have any nutrition. So, and a lot of times your kids will just want more of that, but their bodies need actual energy. So our energy comes from food, right? And I know this for myself, and same for my daughter. If she eats something particular, if it doesn't work for her, her moods are a little bit different, right?
Right.
So also, like, another tip I would say is eat very similarly, and so if you eat healthy, your kid is prone to eat healthy as well. And
so you don't have to make them a separate thing.
Right.
So if you're eating a salad,
do a variety.
You don't have to make them macaroni and cheese. You can make them I use the term plate for my kids. So I'll be like, hey, do you want a plate? And so I'll give them, they always have to have a fruit and a vegetable, and then maybe they'll have a cheese stick, or maybe my son will have a little bit of like sliced ham that's like doesn't have nitrates in it. Or my daughter, she tends not to like meat as much, and she will have a little bit of hummus to dip her vegetables in and have some extra. So for us, that's super simple. If you just look at it as a plate versus like having to make this big meal where you have to cook it, it's actually fairly simple. And then, because from the very beginning it's always been like, okay, you can have this, but you need to also have a fruit and vegetable with it, they always know. And so a good rule of thumb is, and this is something that I learned from our pediatrician years ago, is to eat the rainbow. So every day trying to eat different colors of the rainbow. So like, my kids love peppers come in every color of the rainbow. Berries, like all of those things my kids are constantly eating. And Michaela and Amia have been here for 2 weeks now, and we keep on marveling at how much they eat. They're eating because they're hungry, and
when they're hungry,
and they're reading their own systems, which is really important too, because I know that in my parents' generation, them raising me, there was a lot of this like, finish what's on your plate, and like there's no snacks or anything in between meals. So they often look at me like I have like a couple heads, because I do let my children graze. But that is really important, because being able to listen to your body when it's hungry, instead of just like eating everything on your plate because that's what you're supposed to do, is really, really important to knowing and being more connected with your body.
Right. And also another tip, someone asked how to get your kids to eat more vegetables like kale and such. So one thing, we're actually going to be making kale chips today, which are super easy to do.
And our kids devour them.
Right. So, they're super easy to do. You can buy the kale like pre-cut already, pre-washed, and all you have to do is put olive oil, some spices, put it in the oven, and it literally comes out as chips. And they're super expensive in the stores, so when you make them,
and they're way better at home anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one way to put kale in your children's diet. And they, like Maya says, they're gone very quickly.
Yeah.
But also in smoothies, a great smoothie is kale. We did this last night. Kale, apple, banana, and celery.
Right. Or you could use
Right.
cucumber in that.
Right.
But still
So-
super simple. But like the baseline.
So you want to use a green, like a dark green leafy vegetable. Banana makes it really creamy, and then apple really like kind of takes away the green taste.
Right.
So it tastes better, right?
And
so
I
smoothies-
also make smoothies that aren't like don't look as green. So like I always will put spinach in, but then I'll also put a banana and some frozen berries, and I'll put some almond butter and then some almond milk, and it all comes together. And
And it's
my kids
sweet.
they see me put green stuff in it, but they annihilate it. It's gone, so fast.
Right, and also like putting superfoods in the smoothies, such as chia seeds or hemp seeds. I also use, like a teaspoon of coconut oil, so they get really healthy fats. Healthy fats are super important for their brain development and also to keep them satisfied longer. So there's all these little tips that you can do and you can try, and don't give up. A lot of times moms give up because they'll give them fruit one day. The thing is, tomorrow they might want it,
Right.
but like you have to constantly put it in front of them.
Right. It's about exposure. So I think the key is to keep the processed snacks and things like that to the minimum. And
Or
then
don't
like
buy
a
them.
lot of times like you could you can pre-cut it, so you can batch the snack. So like you can cut up carrot sticks and some watermelon and a few other things, and just have it there. That way when they're just like, ooh, what's that? And then
Right.
it's like less pressure than like, here's your dinner and you eat it, and
Right,
like just letting them explore.
And their bodies will end up craving that more because naturally they'll feel better.
Yeah.
And so kids are really smart, and allow them to use their system, use their body, and
Right.
make it fun.
Yeah.
Have it be a part of like the whole family's
Right,
experience.
and have them, if they're old enough, you can have them help to
Wash and cut
and be a part
all
of
that.
making the smoothies.
Put
And
on
one more
music
thing-
and dance.
Yeah, exactly. And one more thing I wanted to say is that something that was mentioned, I'm not sure who it was, but somebody mentioned their kids being picky, and I think that's kind of because they may be picky, but like it's because their taste buds aren't quite ready for all the spices that are in adult food. So just keep it super simple. So I was saying to Michaela, like, I know my kids don't generally like cooked vegetables. So if I'm doing a stir fry, I will pull out the vegetables that I'm going to stir fry and not cook some of them and put them on their plate. It's not extra work for me. And then there's also not the pressure of like them not eat, because I know they probably won't eat the food if it's cooked and with the sauce. So it's because their taste buds aren't developed, and I know from experience that as they get older, their taste buds, I know, I can tell. Michaela's arm's getting tired, so I'll wrap it up. But their taste buds will expand. I've noticed, like, my daughter used to never eat salads, but now she says, Mom, can I have a salad? With actual lettuce and things. And so that's just modeling the behavior,
Right.
having the exposure, and just keep trying.
What's great is you'll end up eating a lot healthier too, because I see myself, if my daughter doesn't finish something, I finish it, right? So I'm like, but I constantly eat healthy leftovers. Like, it's not like I'm adding on like these like horrible calories, right? It's like, oh, okay, you didn't finish the mango, I'll have the mango. You didn't finish the parfait, I'll have it. Or anything, or brown rice pasta,
Yeah.
And so, everybody benefits.
Yep.
So it's all, it's all up to us on how we do things
Exactly.
as well. So
Exactly.
hope this was helpful.
Let us know in the comments if this was helpful, and if you have any other questions or want to share things that you have tried.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
How does this turn on? I can't.